Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Albert Wesker is the Resident Evil series Big Bad, a genius child developed by the Umbrella Corporation who goes on to create the T-Virus. His misanthropic view on humanity means that he believes he's saving the world by turning people in ravenous zombies. At the end of Resident Evil 5, Wesker is seemingly defeated by Chris Redfield and Sheva Alomar when they shoot down his helicopter. But the spin-off Umbrella Corps, which takes place after the Resident Evil 6 and puts player in the role of an Umbrella Corporation mercenary, features a very familiar voice clip when players earn a decisive win in the multiplayer mode.
Rest in peace, loser.
We watch him die, but he can't be alive, can he? It's one of the most dramatic scenes in the series. Ada Wong begs Leon Valentine to let go as she dangles off of a bridge in Resident Evil 2. Then her hand slips and she falls into the void, leaving Leon distraught. This scene initially reads as a tragic end for a compelling anti-heroine, but Ada's criminal past and Leon's profession as a police officer put the two characters at odds. In fact, moments before she hangs from the bridge, she points her gun at Leon and threatens to kill him. Some players have theorized that, instead of attempting to save her, Leon staged her death as an accident. It's entirely possible that Leon actually dropped her on purpose, making him a cold-blooded murderer. In Resident Evil 7, players are thrust into the role of Evan Winters, a civilian who goes searching for his wife Mia. Though she disappeared 3 years prior to the start of the game, she sent Evan a message leading him to the derelict and extremely creepy Baker family mansion in Louisiana. Evan's background is never fully revealed, but eagle-eyed players have noticed that his name matches that of an Umbrella operative name in a diary in Resident Evil 5. Moreover, Evan's ability to survive in a hostile haunted house doesn't fit the abilities of an ordinary guy. The jury's still out on this one, but there may be more to Evan than we've suspected. Of course, Ada didn't die permanently. She made a triumphant return in later games in the series, and her presence throughout the series made players wonder if she popped out somewhere in Resident Evil 7. One theory states that she makes a cameo appearance but not in person. Rather, it's her voice who speaks to the player over the phone in the Resident Evil 7 demo.
I know who you are.
This leads to a whole host of new questions. If it was Ada, why is she so cryptic in her messages? What's her motive? And where is she? While the voice was revealed on the game's release to be a new character, Zoe, they could still be related in some way. After all, Ada did have a clone who appeared in Resident Evil 6. Perhaps it's no surprise as the first installment in the Devil May Cry series was developed from an early build of Resident Evil 4, that fans have theorized about a deeper connection between the two. After all, both series share a morbid atmosphere, a pulpy sense of style, and supernatural beings hell-bent on the player's destruction. Devil May Cry picks up after this world-ending infestation, where the T-Virus has mutated into different forms, creating the various beasts and demons that players are tasked with slaying. The Umbrella Corporation is a constant in Resident Evil, with their ethically murky experiments providing the backdrop for the creation of the T-virus and countless deaths. Given this, one wonders how can they possibly still be in operation? Who's funding these people? By looking closely, some players have noticed something odd. The Umbrella Corporation logo is a modified version of the Maltese cross, a Catholic symbol. Why is it possible that the organization simply appropriated the cross for their own purposes? The union of two powerful entities with a hand in world affairs does seem a little too likely. That being said, Resident Evil certainly wouldn't be afraid of an illusion like this, so maybe it's true after all. Raccoon City is probably the most iconic Resident Evil location, serving as the backdrop for multiple games throughout the series, including the pioneering first game. Since it's a place players have spent so much time in, it makes sense that some would start to wonder where Raccoon City is actually supposed to be located. And though it's a fictional town, details like its population and general location in the American Midwest have led players to believe that its real-life analog is Springfield in Missouri. So when the zombie apocalypse comes, you know where not to go. It's an interesting theory worth tracking throughout the series' long history. There are a lot of spots where it starts to make sense. Resident Evil 3 introduced a new twist to the series' survival horror gameplay by adding in multiple encounters with the hulking nemesis who stalk the players throughout the game. It creates a ratcheting sense of tension by making players wonder where it comes from next. In one of these encounters, the protagonist Jill is stabbed by Nemesis and afflicted with a new status, virus. This has led some players to believe that the rest of the game, a full half of the playtime, is actually an hallucination that Jill has in the throes of her virus-induced death. It's not such a stretch in a series that has taught players that things aren't always what they seem. Though it's been disproven by Capcom, this theory was so popular when players started beating Resident Evil 7 that it stuck around. When the game concludes, players are saved by a mysterious man who introduces himself as Redfield, meant to indicate that it's Chris Redfield, one of the series' main characters. But some fans thought differently, believing that it's actually the mysterious Hunk posing as Chris. Hunk has been in the background since Resident Evil 2, and fans have been wondering about his role in all the zombie action scenes, and though his appearance in Resident Evil 7 has been outright stated as false, he could still make an appearance in later games. Resident Evil 7 players see the dilapidated Baker house twice, once on tape and once actually traveling through it. Though there are several scenes in which the house on tape mirrors the one that we experienced, there are also multiple strange differences that can't be fully explained. For one thing, the fuse box isn't in the same place in the footage and the actual gameplay. Other changes abound as well, like different placement of objects and decoration in the house. This has led to a fan theory that there are actually two very similar houses containing violent secrets. How deep does this twisted story run? It doesn't seem like a question that would get answered by the series canon, but it could absolutely be true. Okay guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will probably come back with a similar video about another video game soon. In the meantime, do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel and watch other of my videos, so see you next time!